63 here, we're talking about inflows, outflows again, and bear in mind, very few housing authorities will have these deferred inflows, outflows, okay? It's going to be rare to have these issues. Think of the deferred inflows, outflows as multiple years. So it's going to be removed, it's going to be adjusted just like you normally would, except you're going to, instead of, and I hate to use the word amortize, but you're going to basically amortize it into inflows and outflows just like you would. Again, the key is what GASB is trying to do is look at the periods. And we're full proprietary, or full accrual for our proprietary funds, right? Most governmental entities are not, they're using modified accrual. And so the goal here is not to allow all of the money coming in at one time to be reflected on that financial statement, okay, on the statement of activities. And so by keeping this, they're keeping the years together. So you're just going to run it through your inflows and outflows or your revenues and expenses on that. Yes? Well, the OPEB is considered to be a liability, so that does not affect it. Yeah, there's no OPEB doesn't go into the inflows, outflows. It's going to be, you can account for it the same way. The only time you would ever run into an OPEB issue, into this deferred inflows, outflows, is the possibility that you cut the benefits and therefore you're having to go back and readjust your potential liability. Then you may run into the issue.
You want to address that next one, Ron, because it kind of affects the question down below too. The next one about the example.
Okay.
Debt issue costs.
Oh, I think we talked a little. We didn't have the debt issue cost. Debt issue cost is going to be expensed in the year that is paid out, right? So there is. It's not a deferred outflow. When we were talking about the parking garage, we actually was talking about a deferred inflow, where we're debiting cash and running to the deferred inflow. And then from that perspective, we're going to start transferring the deferred inflow onto your income statement or your inflows as a resource now for that period. Yeah. And eventually after 8 to 10 years, you'll remove that deferred inflow. So I think we got these two kind of mixed up. Debt cost would be typically a deferred outflow, where the money coming in like the parking garage for the service concession agreement would be a deferred inflow.
Oh, it was right here. Sorry. Wondered what 11 was and didn't have a comment on
it. Okay. So looking at that, then you would just go it into your revenue type. We kind of had the wrong account. Instead of being deferred outflows, it would be deferred inflows. And I always think of money in. So debiting cash, crediting the inflows, removing the inflows, and then rolling it over to the revenue. You know, we're hoping there's a lot more guidance coming out in the next couple of years, next year on these issues. They haven't been put out into the widely guides yet, the CCH guide, so we're hoping to see a lot more guidance.
Chris, do you want to take this next one?